Hello and welcome to the Budshow. Here we go. All right, I want to talk about something that's deep in my heart, and that's talk about God. Recently, probably like this Saturday, I was awake for at least 4 hours, and I was tired. And what's going on with that is a lot of times when I don't sleep or I'm awake for a long period of time, either something happens in my life or in the world, or God's trying to talk to me. Now there's this little thing between 1:30, 2:30, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, which we call watchers. Now watchers are like angels that basically will wait and keep you, in my opinion, keep you awake until the Lord's ready to tell you what He's going to tell you. Now this has happened to me several times in my life, and I never understood it until it was explained to me, and it kind of bothers me at times. My life is different from other people's lives. When I was a child and an adult and a teenager, I've always been put down. I've always been told I'm no good. You name it, it's been done to me. And especially having a name like Elmer, the Elmer Fudd, and all my life. This messed with my life and my self-esteem. But something I haven't ever said to people in life is this: I have a gift, and I've always had it, and I've hid it. I'm not a prophet. I'm not complaining. I'm not going to say that I know everything that's going on in the world. I don't. But this gift that I have is, I'm going to call it knowing. Certain things that I know, certain things that I don't understand until they do happen. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a prophet. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm not any of that. And the Lord, by the way, said that Nostradamus is fake. Keep that in mind. That'll be proven in the end. So, a lot of times, and I used to do tarot card readings and different things like that, which I've actually gotten away from because the Lord does not want me to do that anymore, because sometimes I'm actually talking to evil and then not understanding that it's not something else. And that's a bad thing, because you can't distinguish sometimes, because the devil is very tricky. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. So kind of stopped doing that, and now what I do is basically, if someone wants to learn something or talk to me about something, God pops out, and He'll give me information I need to know about what people want to know and different things like that. But anyway, getting away from that, because it bothers me when I talk about that stuff. What God does is He tells me things that I need to know to give you a message, people out there. In the coming years, between 2020 and 2030, there'll be a very big increase in intelligence, in computers, cars, and a destruction of religion. Now, this is what was told to me. There's certain things that I saw that I'm very disgusted by. But those will come in the coming months that I'll reveal them, because I don't remember. God tells me a lot of things and says I will reveal these things on certain times. And this is one of them things that He revealed to me. The devil is in the product. That's what He said to me. Everything that goes on today, machines, movies, songs, people's speeches, people's actions, people's dances, people's drugs, books, movies, everything. How many times have you heard them say the word God or Jesus in a biblical way? And I'm not talking about, oh God, man, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not talking about that stuff. How many times do you see anything like that? In the last year, you started to see an increase in Christian movies about God, and a couple of the movies I remember, The Shack is one of them, which I was very surprised by the movie. I thought it was going to be something like fairy tale kind of thing, and it wasn't. It was kind of a message. And, 90 Minutes in Heaven, Heaven's for Real, different things like that. Those movies were to me, very moving when I went to see them. And you don't see that anymore. People want to see, shoot 'em ups, love scenes, and not even love scenes, they're sex scenes anymore. Killing and bombs and explosions and drugs and bad words and sex and all that stuff. That's the only thing that gets people's attention. But you know what? You got the devil's attention, and you keep creeping over to his side and keep creeping over to his side. And that's all the devil wants to do, is pull you away from God. Once he does that and promises you everything that he's going to give you and how great it's going to be for you and everything else, and you go, yeah, well, yeah, I like this idea. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to have money. I'm going to have women. I'm going to have all kinds of things. And I'm going to have sex, and I'm going to have men, and I'm going to have this and everything else. And I'm going to sin all the time, and I'm going to have a great time. And I don't need God. But he forgets to tell you that one little stipulation. I have your soul for eternity, and I will torture you for eternity. Haha. I forgot to tell you that. And that's exactly what it is. Just by me talking to you and saying these things, it upsets God. He doesn't want to hear me talking about these things to you. But you don't want to listen to anything that anybody has to say unless it's sin and fun for you. You don't listen to anything that anybody else says unless it's in a magazine or some great star says all these great things and they're idiots. I laugh because I had this friend saying, oh, well, this certain actor said this, and I love his movies. He's really good at this. I said, do you realize that he's not really not even a real person? Well, what do you mean? He's an actor. He pretends. They pretend and they tell you lies. Well, that's not true. How do you know that? How do I know that? Because in my heart and in my soul, in my truth, I know. There was a really good video on here one time that I was watching. It talked about the signs of evil, what people do, like, they cover one eye. Album covers, lots of these musicians and people talk about that. They do this kind of stuff. And, certain music backgrounds and stuff. There's fire and there's the, upside down crosses and stuff like that you don't really see. But you need to understand, this is the one thing that kind of bothered me the most. You're there listening to that music. Oh, yeah, it says great. Yeah, yeah. And you might be a God-fearing Christian, but you're being preached to by that devil, that Satanist. Because all those articles of evil are there. And you're being fed that crap. You don't believe that? Example, you have a cross on a wall that you're praying to. And you look at that and you're not really supposed to pray to the cross. You're supposed to pray to Jesus and God. God said, do not pray to false idols. But what do we see in the churches? We see Christ hanging on a cross. We see Mother Mary, Joseph, baby, all these different things on the walls and saints and stuff like that. And God said this to me: my people are praying to false idols. the evil, the devil are standing behind going, you're praying to me. You're praying to my idol. You're praying, I'm behind it. You're actually praying to me. That made me wake up. Now I asked the question, which maybe I wasn't supposed to, because I got scared when I said it. I said, so I am not supposed to pray to the cross anymore? He says, the cross is there to remind you of your sins. The cross is there to remind you of your sins, that they were been paid for by my son's blood. That's really deep. And when I say that and I think that, I'm sitting there going, there's a lot more to this than just having a cross on the wall and saying, oh yeah, I'm protected by Jesus, you know, everything's great, I don't have to worry about anything. But getting back to why I'm on here today and what I want to discuss with everybody is this. Times are going to be coming that are going to be so severe that people will run and pray to God. And they will ask God for forgiveness and help. Those times are called tribulation. Times of trouble. Why these things happen? Why these things happen is a very easy reason. To test you. To test you on your faith. Not to do anything else. If you have faith and you believe and you have a very strong faith, none of this will affect you. The world can be burning down outside. People will be running around and trying to get help and trying to get saved and everything else. But you could be sitting in your house just with God behind you going, I am going to protect you. There's a difference between spiritual sense and physical sense. When we are on this earth, God is always with us. He sees everything that's going to happen. He knows everything's going to happen. But if you're asleep and you don't care, you will be destroyed. Back in the days of Noah, that's what happened. Stop that. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's been proven. A lot of people go, there was never a flood, there was never this, never that. Ever see the Grand Canyon? Ever see the Grand Canyon? You tell me that was just coincidence? What are they hiding on Mount Everest that the U.S. government don't want to show you? It's there. Nobody can go up there now. That's odd. Because everything's melting now, and it's sticking out. How do I know that? Because I saw it. You want to talk about, it looked like a city building. It was huge. And that I saw in my vision. God takes you places you've never been. Because our minds are like, well, I don't think of anything else but this much, and I don't want to, I can't do anything better than that. But that's when you don't have God in your life. That's your mindset. That's it. When God comes into your mindset, it's there. There's so many things. I am so much now at ease in my life, at peace in my life. And I have comfort. I go and comfort people. I talk to people. See, that's the biggest thing today. You can't talk to somebody because right away they're like, what the hell do you want to talk to? Get out of here. I don't know you. And it amazes me because sometimes I laugh and back my mind. I'm like, yeah, okay. Maybe that second there. Oh, that guy's really nice. Maybe at least he's having a good day. I'm not. Little things, folks. Little baby steps. Little big baby steps and bigger steps. But it's just amazing to me that people have no idea what's coming. Because I don't need faith, because I don't believe in it, and I don't see it, and it's not visual to me, and I don't believe in that kind of stuff. and all this excuses they come up with. It's just so amazing. But you know what? It is alive. God is alive, and it is true. It's true. How do you know God's real? Look around you. Look at yourself in the morning. You go, oh, well, my mother and father made me. God made your mother and father. That's how this whole thing works. You look outside, you look at the grass, the trees, the birds, the animals, all that. And God didn't make evil. Evil made itself. And when it came into play, you have good and you have evil. And now many people say, why does God let these things happen to people? And why does my friend died and my parents were killed or they were robbed and their house burned to the ground and this person was killed in a car accident and this one was killed at war and all these things. Because man makes evil. Let me say that again so you understand it. Man makes evil. The only way that we can escape that on earth is to have faith in Jesus. Have faith in God, because God will take care of everything. Now, unfortunately, we have this thing in our lives where we want it now. We want it taken care of right now. God's time and our time are different. God explained it to me in this way, because I asked. He said, when you have a book, when you open that book, do you go to the 18th page already? He said, no. He says, you read chapter 1, you read chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6. And then at the end of that time that you read that book, you gain knowledge. It's the same thing in life. You can't go from day 1 to day 20 and have your life be great. It doesn't work that way. It's never worked that way. That's why the old saying, if you work hard, you will get what you want in life. It's the same thing spiritual. Same way. You ask God, look, I want to do better in my life. I want to, have a better job. I want my family to be, I want a better family. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to change my life. God's already working on it even before you even asked. But if you stay in third gear and you need to stop, something's going to happen. You have to let God do what He's going to do for you. Some things might be bad. He might let bad things happen to you, but there's a reason for that. It's just like the fingers on your hand. Each one has a purpose. Each one has a duty. Each one has to do work in sync for it to work. Right? It's the same way in life. It's the same way Jesus had to die for us so our sins may be forgiven. Now, if Jesus didn't do that, and Jesus didn't come down here, God would have destroyed this world a long time ago. And we would be nothing. But He has His love and His faith in us still. That's why we are here. It isn't a game between God and the devil. He doesn't use us as pawns. He doesn't use us to make a point. It's what it is. Abby? So, that's what I want to talk about and try to get you to understand it. You need to start paying attention to what's going on. Get your life straightened out. Go into a church, a good faith church, or synagogue or whatever that you do. I'm not just preaching and talking to you about being a Christian. You can be any religion that you want. But just remember this, the religion that you were with goes right back to God. It doesn't matter if you're Jewish, Muslim, or whatever, Hindu, doesn't matter. All things go back to God. There's only one God. There's only one. Only one true living God. When you pray to these other idols and these other gods that you think that are better than Jesus and God Himself, you're praying to the devil. That's all it is. Anyway, so folks, I'm gonna let you go. I hope that I kind of gave you an insight on what's going on in the world and what my thoughts are and what God is telling us. One of the things that I wrote down last night that He said to me is this: the Lord has opened my eyes. He has opened my heart. He has shown me good things, so that I may be good too. That's what He told me. I pray for everyone. I hope that everyone's going to be safe in their lives. And I hope that this country and this world does not go to war. I pray for our President, Donald Trump, that he may become stronger and fight the evil that's around him in the government and the country and its own people. And one day they wake up and see that He is good and He is doing the things that He said He would do. May God bless you. And oh yes, stay out of trouble. Take care.